Welcome everybody, and to our next conversation with our alumni. And I'm very pleased and honored to say hi and welcome Carlos Yeelot, Dr. Yeelot. So welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Hummer. Appreciate the invitation and glad to be here with you.
Well, it's great to see you. Well, let's just start off. It's been 6 months since graduation, and tell us a little bit about where you're at, your residency, what you're doing, and kind of your initial first impressions of your first 6 months. What's the residency been like? Some highlights.
So currently, right now, I'm in Michigan. I matched at my #1 program, which was McLaren-Macomb. This was my the program that I wanted to go into. I went into the specialty of emergency medicine. McLaren-Macomb is a program located in the city of Mount Clemens, Michigan, which is about 30 minutes north of Detroit. It's one of the historic American osteopathic programs. It recently transitioned from a 4-year program into a 3-year program. So I'm very excited doing emergency medicine, and that was my specialty of choice. So extremely grateful and blessed for the opportunity.
Great. That's awesome. Hold on one second. Tell us a little bit about we're in the COVID situation. So what's it been like with COVID in your residency?
Definitely, it's scary. It's scary. It's increasing every day. COVID, we see it more and more patients are becoming infected. It's crucial. It's crucial at the time that we're in right now. Being new physician, obviously, it's a big learning curve as it is in residency, and now with COVID, it's even a larger curve. We're seeing highly sick patients, but in the end, it's ultimately a great opportunity for us to learn as new physicians. It's something that we need to take care of, and hopefully, in the near future, we find a vaccine or a solution that can help us out. But it's definitely helping us in our training. Right now, as I became a resident recently, it's the most amazing experience you can imagine. All those years of hard work and dreaming as a child, whenever you had that dream of becoming a physician, everything just becomes real. And now you're the doctor, you're the one telling the family members the plan of care, you're the one writing prescriptions, you're the one making the decisions, ultimately with the team, with your attendings, with the nurses, but you are the team leader. So it's surreal. It's the most amazing and gratifying experience that I can think of. Just how everything changes in a year, how everything changes in a few years. You're there sacrificing and studying for many hours, leading family members, missing family gatherings, missing events. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it for a noble cause, for a dream. And these past few months in residency, I cannot tell you how many days. I mean, every single day, I'll put it to you this way, Mr. Hummer, I wake up happy. I wake up happy because I'm going to go to work. And I think when you feel that passion, when you have that, you're in the right profession. I was telling my wife the other day, right now I'm in off-service rotation. I'm doing another rotation. I'm like, I can't wait to go back to the ER. I can't wait to go back and keep on learning and keep seeing patients. And residency is so much fun. It's, I think, one of the best times of your life. And it only gets better each and every day.
Thank you for sharing that. And I definitely like your example that you used. I've always said that I try to keep it simple, and I always say if I get up in the morning and I don't have the motivation to go where I'm going to work, then that's the day that I need to do something else. And so to hear you say that and to have the passion is great to hear. And I know I feel that way based on individuals like you and your fellow graduates that motivates me every morning when I get up and go to the medical school. So speaking of BCom, let's go back in time from the time that you first arrived and you started your education. Could you share, when you look back, what are some of the top of mind situations, it could be academic, non-academic, that really you look back and you value, and those are the things that really prepared you to start your residency? Just kind of what are the top of mind things that come to mind?
I think everything starts with the people. I think wanted to see us prosper, wanted to fulfill our dreams. And it started in that. It started in a dream in your heart, in all the faculty's heart. And that's where everything began. And that's what I take from BCom. I take from BCom that opportunity that you believed in me, you believed in my classmates, you believed in each and every one of us. And you really wanted to change the world. You wanted to make an impact in the region. You wanted to make an impact in our lives, in our family's life. And I think that everything began in that way, from a mission, from a goal, from a dream. And here we are now. We're looking back in time, and it's the best thing that we could have done. I think BCom is the best thing that has happened, not only to the Southwest region, but to the United States. You can even perhaps say in the most recent years. We were pioneers. You were a pioneer. All the people, the council, the board, the founding deans, the founding physicians, Mexico State University. Everyone was a part of this dream, and now we're spreading our roots are spreading now to the entire country, and it's so incredible to see. Like I'm excited about this next cycle, the class of 2021. Now we're 100 and whatever the number of physicians we match, 150, 130, whatever it is. We're gonna have 130 more alumni from BCom across the country, and that's so exciting. I had a couple of students from BCom come to my program and rotated here, and it feels, if you feel proud, you feel like a brother, you feel like a sister, you know, like I just want to take you under my wing and let's go. We're gonna change the world. We're gonna prove everyone where we're from. We're from BCom, and we're from a great medical school. Amazing clinicians, amazing basic science professors, amazing facilities, and everything is coming true. And
that's great. But let's talk about, mentors, and you mentioned faculty, and who are some of the faculty that come to mind that you when you think about, it could be the basic science, clinical, who comes to mind as some of your mentors?
There are so many of them. I could probably talk about Dr. Woods, Dr. Bramley. We see a lot. I just the cases that you see in the ER of infectious disease. I completely remember them, and I'm like, oh, what would Dr. Woods, what would Dr. Bramley think about this case? You know, we're seeing Lyme disease, a tick or a mosquito, and then we also have the OMM professors. You know, Dr. Kanya, Dr. Lavoy, and Dr. John Cox. Perhaps I don't perform OMM as much as my specialty allows. You know, emergency medicine is a fast-paced specialty, but you go back into the roots of what osteopathic medicine is, and you think about, how am I going to approach this patient, even though perhaps I'm not going to do a manipulation or a specific osteopathic technique, but you remember their teachings of thinking about the person as a body, as a whole, the spirit, globally, with their emotions, with their good and their bad. So everything comes into mind. You think about Dr. Levatino. I think about him every day when I'm charting, when I'm documenting the medical legal process. How does that play a role now that you're on this other side of doing your own physician documentation? It's important. Now you're legally responsible. You think about all the great clinicians, you know, Dr. Cyrus, Dr. Swift. I can name all of them. All of them had an interest in your Aussie. Each and every one of them. Dr. Darrow, they inscribed and instilled in us not taking shortcuts, doing good physical examinations, getting and speaking and sitting down with our patient, because that's where medicine starts. That's where the root of medicine is. The medicine starts with the patient encounter and ends with the patient encounter, and that's how it's supposed to be. You need to open up your heart, you need to open up yourself to the patient, you need to embrace everything as it is. And BCom gave us that, you know, the standardized patient clinic. We were ready from day one. We were ready to see patients, the facility, simulation lab as well. Simulation lab, we performed many procedures, practicing on the mannequins and on standardized patients over and over. So it just became natural to us. To when the point when you're now on the field, now you're 100% on your own, and you're face to face with the patient. You're face to face with a difficult situation or a difficult. You go back into the days, and I was like, I remember how they taught us at BCom. So,
sure. Well, thanks for sharing that. And you know, with these interviews, you know, we post them online and all the different social channels, and our current students, or even those that are applying, that will be watching these conversations, what advice would you give them? You know, one, two, three bits of advice for them to focus on to be successful and be prepared for when they go and interview for their match for their residency.
Okay. First of all, I would tell them to have faith. Right now, it's an uncertain time. It's difficult. We don't know what the match process is going to be like. It's difficult for everyone. It's difficult for every specialty. It's difficult for the programs as well. But have faith that all your hard work is going to pay off in the end. Next year, you will see you're going to be a physician. You're going to go back and understand why everything was so difficult, because you don't become a diamond from today to tomorrow. A diamond has to undergo through some pressure, through some heat. It has to go through some adversity. So right now, the class of 2021 is going through all those adversities that perhaps we didn't face. Perhaps we faced different adversities than they had. But remember that everything happened for a reason, and that having the faith that you will get your specialty, you will become the physician that you were meant to be. And never forget that. Never forget that why you're doing this, why you're in this profession, and who you want to impact ultimately. Remember to look back at others, those who helped you throughout the way. Look back at your family, look back at your school, look back at your mentors. Be grateful for each and every one of them, because they made you ultimately the person you are and the physician that you will be for the near future. So have faith, and everything will be okay.
That's great advice, because mindset is so important, and keeping that positive attitude and faith. This last question, and I know it's a softball question, but you recalled, unfortunately we had to have a virtual graduation, but I think it was still a great event. And our governor, she was our keynote speaker. And if you remember, her final words were that she's going to keep her eyes on all the graduates, regardless of where they're doing their residency, and hoping that they would be looking to come back. So if the opportunity arose and there was an opportunity to practice in an ER setting, be it in the region, be it New Mexico, El Paso, Southern Arizona, would you be looking at that opportunity?
You know what the answer is, Mr. Hummer. 100%. 100%. Right now, I'm taking this opportunity to grow as a person, to grow as a physician. But ultimately, you know where my heart is, and it's in that region. It's in the New Mexico, Arizona region, El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua. All that region is part of where I grew up. So 100% I'm coming back. You never know what happens in life, but I'm taking this opportunity here in Michigan to learn about other populations, different demographics. And literally right now I can say I'm again the kid from the border. I went from one border to the other border. Now it's Detroit and Windsor, and before it was El Paso, Ciudad Juarez. So it's amazing, and I'm taking this opportunity because I'm seeing different type of patient population, different people, different attendings. I miss Las Cruces and El Paso and the region so much. I miss the sunsets. I miss the food. But it's great to be and forge yourself in an uncomfortable setting where it's not your comfort zone. You gotta step outside the comfort zone many times to grow, and I think that's what's gonna come out of myself. And in the 3 years, hopefully we can come back and impact the community and have a greater impact for the students that are coming after me, and for our patients and for our community.
Well, and I appreciate that. And one thing that we want you to know, and I hope you know this, is that you're a role model. I mean, you're the embodiment of what we're all about, our mission. And to be, from the borderland region, to have that dream as a young child and to go to medical school, fulfill that dream, to get into a residency, and to have you come back into our community. And I can only imagine, and we want to take, every opportunity we can to highlight. And that's why we're doing this now with you and others. And when you're back with our alumni, is to really inspire the youth, go as early as grade school, because that's where it starts, and build upon that to get that long-term pipeline. So I just want to thank you for all that you have done to be an inspiration to a lot of people.
Well, thank you. Thank BCOM for the opportunity. And like you say, it's crucial. It's crucial to start in an early age. It's crucial to start in our communities, in our local elementary schools, fostering this desire of children, of minorities, of all ethnic backgrounds, religions, cultural backgrounds, whatever the case may be, to inspire them to go into higher education, to aspire to great things. And I think that's where it starts. It starts with the family. It starts in our community, and we're the only ones that can make that impact ultimately. And hopefully I can come back and be part of BCOM in whatever possibility we can. And I look forward to serving and continue serving my community back at home.
Great. And we're launching the first alumni newsletter at the end of this month and getting that organization up and running. And your fellow classmate, fellow physician, Jessica Jacob, is going to by fiat will continue her role as president. She'll be the inaugural president of the Alumni Association. I know she's excited about that. So we'll be having more events, and this was again to commemorate 6 months after graduation. And just want to thank you for taking the time and sharing your wisdom and your experience with everybody.
Thank you, sir. And looking forward to the newsletter and looking forward to all the events at BCOM. We follow you on the social media, and keep in touch. And everyone, if you're looking into going to BCOM, don't hesitate. BCOM is an amazing school, amazing medical school, great faculty, great staff, and it will help you accomplish your dreams ultimately of becoming an osteopathic physician.
Thank you, Dr. Yeelot. Have a great day.
Take care, sir.
Bye-bye.